Hello everyone, welcome to Microsoft Teams tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how you can change the Teams profile picture, theme, and many more settings. All of that we are going to cover in this particular video. So the first thing, how you are going to change the profile picture. So here, if you see that there is no profile picture, and if there is no profile picture, your name initials will be taken within your profile picture. Okay, so in order to change the profile picture, it's absolutely simple. Simply click on this icon here, the profile icon, and then if you hover over this profile picture icon here, you will see that you can basically click on it and it will open the change your profile picture pop-up. Okay, now here you will see that it will be updated for all of your Microsoft 365 apps. So basically this is when you update it here, it will get updated everywhere. Okay, so simply you can click on upload picture, and whatever picture you want to use, simply choose that picture and click on open, right? And you will see that particular picture has been updated here. Now I can go ahead and basically, as it is not saved yet, so I can simply save it, and now you will see that it has been saved. In order to remove the picture, you simply click on this remove picture and the picture will be removed, right? It will go to the default. So now I'll close it, and now you will see that it has updated the profile picture here, whatever picture I have chosen there. Okay, now the next thing is how you are going to change the Teams theme. So if you simply go to the manage account, right, here as well you can change the profile picture, right? So in the accounts you will see that if I hover over this picture, you will see that I can change it. If I click, it will open the same window. So either ways you can do it. Now let's go to the manage account again and see all different sort of settings that you can do here. So if you go to general here, you will see that in the general tab itself, you'll get the default dark and high contrast themes and the chat density as well. So you can configure all of this. So for example, by default, you will see this default theme applied, right? Now you do not want the light theme, you want the dark theme. Okay, so you can choose the dark theme and you will see that automatically Teams has changed to the dark theme. If you want high contrast, which is something which I like, so high contrast is something you can do. Or if you want the along with that, you want different chat density, right? So you want compact chat density as well, so you can choose the compact chat density. Below the application, you will see that you have this auto start application. Do you want to really auto start your application or Teams when the system opens up, right? So you can simply disable that if you do not want to auto start the application. Then you can see the open application in the background. If you choose that, then application will be open in the background. On closing, keep the application running. So basically when you click on this cross in the Teams, when you close the application still keeps running in the background. If you do not want to keep the application running or Teams running when you click on cross, you disable this particular option here. Okay, I'll keep that enabled because these are the default options, so I'll just stick with that. Okay, disable GPU hardware acceleration, right? So this is more of a tech sort of thing, not required as such. And then register Teams as the chat app for Office, which is also default setting. Right, now the next thing is you'll see that there is another enable media logs, which is basically for diagnostic purpose. Now the next thing is open the new chat, right? So usually the chat, whenever somebody chats, it will open in the main window itself, right? So if you want to open always the chat in the new window, then you can select the new window. I would prefer keeping main window because it is more neat and clean to stick to the main window, right? And then you have this app language we can change, and you can change the keyboard language, which overrides keyboard shortcut. Okay, and then enable spell check is also checked. So these are some of the key settings around theme and the application. So in the accounts, we have seen how to change the profile picture. Anyways, you can manage the account, which is out of scope of this particular video. If you go to privacy, you can basically change the privacy options here, which is all available here in the privacy section. In order to manage notifications, right? So you can see that when you want to get notified if you miss the email, right? Or missed activity email. So if, say, for example, you missed somebody's chat, right? Then how often do you want that miss activity to be emailed to you, right? And then in the appearance and sound, okay, this is where you can change the sound. Okay, so this is by default the Teams built-in notification style, but I can change it to the Windows notification style as well. Okay, so Teams built-in is what will be appearance and a sound for the Teams. Okay, and then show message preview is enabled and play sound for incoming call and notification. If you disable this, then no sound will be played when notification or call will be coming to your Teams. Okay, I'll keep it enabled. And then you will see that there are different options around the desktop and activity notifications for new message, reaction, mention, replies, etc. So you can change all of these, right? So for example, for chat, I want to edit. Okay, I click on edit, and then you will see at mention where the notification should appear. It should appear in the banner and the feed. The message where it should appear, whether you want to get it on the banner or you want to turn off. Similarly, for the likes, you want to enable it on banner and feed, or you want to turn it off. Okay, so these are some of the settings for chat or meetings and people. So you can go ahead and play around with these, and it will be really helpful to basically see what all configurations are available in terms of notifications. In the devices, which is very important, so basically you can choose what microphone, what audio devices you are basically going to use, what speaker you are going to configure, right? So if, say for example, I want to have another speaker, right, or I want to choose another speaker that is connected to my device, I can select the drop down and choose the other speaker wherein I want to listen the Teams meeting audio. For the microphone, I can choose different microphone that are connected and available in my machine. And say for example, I want to use a high quality microphone, I can select the microphone from the drop down here, and that particular microphone will be used when Teams call will be made. Okay, and then automatically adjust mic sensitivity, make it default, so that is the default. Noise suppression is always enabled, so background noise is suppressed basically, right? And then there are camera options as well, wherein you can choose the different camera if you want to choose a different camera within the Teams. Okay, then you have the permission, so app permission, which app you want to give permission to, so to Teams. So if I go to Excel, then what all permission that particular app will use, you can enable that or disable here. Then the captions and transcript, you will see that automatically identify main meeting caption transcript, that is by default enabled. If you want to disable, you can disable that. For the files, you can see that where the download location of the file is whenever you are trying to download the files that are shared within the Teams. If you want to change, this is the location by default. For your computer it might be different, which is Windows download location, but you can change the download location for Teams file by simply clicking on the change and selecting the relevant location on your computer. And then file open preference is always Teams. So if for Word, PowerPoint, Excel, so any of these files, by default Teams default will be used, but you can change it to the desktop app or the browser from the drop down. Okay, I prefer keeping it to Teams because then it will be very seamless experience. Then in the calls, you will see that you can do different call settings. So if unanswered, you can set up to voicemail, or you can change to do nothing. So if you set it to voicemail, if you haven't answered the call, it will go into the voicemail and people can leave the voicemail for you. So you can basically listen who called and what exactly they were looking for. Then you can configure the voicemail as well. You can configure the ringtones. Okay, so if, say for example, you want to configure a different ringtone, right, choose a ringtone for an incoming call. So by default, this is the ringtone, right? So the Teams ringtone. But if you want to choose something else, then you can choose different ringtone for the Teams call as well. Okay, so these are some of the very important settings within Teams. And along with this, the general option how to change your theme. Okay, if you want to change different theme and the chat density, and also to change the profile picture. Now let's close this and see how this theme looks like. Okay, so you'll see that now it is more sort of a compact. It is a different theme altogether. It is not a light theme, it is high contrast. Okay, and I can also go back here and let's change the chat density to comfy. Okay, and close it. So this was compact. Let's change it to comfy, to the light theme. So you'll see that it has changed to light, right? I'll change it to high contrast again and close it. So now you will see that it has again changed the theme accordingly and your messages to the different, Comfy or the other option that is available there. Okay, so you can go ahead, play around. This is very simple setting. All right, you can choose different themes, but I'll prefer keeping it to the default theme, which is the lighter theme. So it is more convenient for me to use the lighter theme in Teams. Okay, which is the default anyway. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.